The Carolina Panthers just signaled a massive shift in the franchise's future that every fan needs to hear about right now. We have been waiting for stability under center for years, and today, that path finally became official. It is a moment of both relief and intense pressure for our young leader. As someone who spends every day inside the building, I can tell you the energy has changed. This move is not just a formality, it is the first step toward a $250 million gamble on our future success. Bryce Young is now officially under team control through the 2027 season after the organization decided to pick up his fifth-year option. While general manager Dan Morgan hinted at this move back in January after that tough playoff loss to the Rams, the official filing changes everything for the front office and the locker room. This is the moment where the training wheels come off and the real evaluation begins. Dan Morgan has been very vocal about his belief in the talent we have at quarterback, but this decision sets a very expensive clock in motion. If the team does not see elite production soon, they are looking at a potential 5-year extension that could reach upwards of $240 million. That is $40 to $50 million per year, which would put him among the highest paid players in the entire league. This is a massive financial commitment for a team that is still trying to find its identity in a competitive NFC South. Along with Morgan, head coach Dave Canales is staking his entire reputation on the development of this former first overall pick. We saw flashes of brilliance last season, especially in those high-pressure moments where he led us to a division title, but the standard in Carolina is about to get much higher. The front office has already started building a fortress around him. They went out and spent aggressively in free agency, signing 20 different contracts to ensure the defense and the offensive line are ready to compete right now. This is a win-now approach that leaves no room for excuses. We brought in heavy hitters like Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd to anchor the defense, while adding young talent like Monroe Freeling and Sam Heck to protect the pocket. Even the receiving corps got a boost with the arrival of Chris Brazzell. The goal is clear: provide the quarterback with every possible tool so that Dan Morgan can feel comfortable writing that massive check. We are no longer just hoping for progress, we are demanding results that justify a franchise-altering contract. The entire structure of the Panthers for the next decade depends on what happens on the field over the next few months in Charlotte. Making the jump from a promising starter to a legitimate franchise cornerstone requires more than just winning a weak division with an 8-9 record. The young signal caller knows that while the fifth-year option provides some temporary security, the real prize is that long-term extension looming on the horizon. To earn that kind of money, he must transform into a player who can consistently carry the team to 10 or more wins. Last year was a step in the right direction, but we cannot ignore the fact that the NFC South was struggling as a whole. Simply surviving the division is not the same as dominating it. The focus moving forward has to be on efficiency and ball security. While it is thrilling to see the kid perform magic in clutch situations, the coaching staff would much rather see games put away by the third quarter. Reducing turnovers is the #1 priority for his development this season. He has shown the poise and the intelligence to read defenses, but now he needs to pair that with a higher level of statistical production. Eclipsing the 3,500-yard passing mark would be a significant milestone that proves he can move the ball effectively against elite competition. When you look at the highest-paid players at his position, they all share a common trait. They make the players around them better regardless of the circumstances. He has the support system now, with a rebuilt line and new weapons on the outside. There are no more gaps in the roster that can be used as a shield against criticism. The internal expectation is that the offense will take a massive leap forward under the guidance of Dave Canales. This is about showing the league that the Panthers are not just a one-hit wonder in a bad division, but a rising power in the NFC. Every throw, every decision, and every leadership moment in the locker room will be scrutinized by the front office. They want to be convinced that he is the man who can finally bring a championship parade to the streets of Charlotte. If he can demonstrate that he is the engine driving this team to double-digit wins, the checkbooks will be opened without hesitation. Everything the organization has done this offseason points toward a singular goal of winning immediately. By being the fourth highest spender in the league, the front office is sending a loud message that they believe the window to win is open right now. This shift in strategy has massive consequences for the entire roster and the fan base. If the quarterback performs at an elite level, the Panthers could easily become the dominant force in the NFC South for years to come. This would lead to a stable environment where young players can grow and the team can finally stop the constant cycle of rebuilding. However, the risk of failure is just as high. If the production stalls and the team struggles to win more than 8 games, the decision to pick up the option becomes a heavy burden. A massive contract for a quarterback who cannot consistently win games would cripple the team's ability to sign other stars in the future. We have seen other franchises get stuck in a state of mediocrity because they paid the wrong player too much money. That is the nightmare scenario that keeps fans up at night. The success of this season will determine if the Panthers can afford to keep defensive stars like Jalen Phillips, or if they will have to let talent walk away to balance the books. Every win adds more confidence to the plan, while every loss increases the tension inside the building. The impact on the locker room cannot be overstated either. Veteran players want to know they are playing for a winner, and they see the investment the team is making. If the young leader thrives, the chemistry will be unbreakable. But if the offense struggles, the pressure will mount on the defense to be perfect every single week. This is why the next few months are the most important stretch of football we have seen in a long time. It is about more than just one player. It is about the long-term health and reputation of the entire Carolina Panthers organization. We are either watching the birth of a new era or the beginning of a very expensive mistake. Imagine a world where everything clicks for the offense and the young quarterback leads us to 12 wins and a deep playoff run. In this best-case scenario, the 5-year extension is signed before the season even ends, and the Panthers are hailed as the smartest team in the NFL. The city would be buzzing with excitement, and the stadium would be packed with fans who finally believe the glory days are back. The confidence gained from that kind of success would make the team a destination for every top free agent in the league. We would finally have our answer at the most important position in sports. But we must also look at the darker side of the coin. What happens if the turnovers continue and the team falls back to a losing record? If the progress we saw last year turns out to be a fluke, the organization will be left with a very difficult choice. They would be committed to a massive salary for a player who might not be the answer. This could lead to coaching changes, front office shakeups, and another decade of searching for hope. The tension is palpable because we are so close to greatness, yet so close to starting over. Short sentences won't change the reality of the situation. The stakes are absolute. The pressure is real. The fans are waiting. Every game will feel like a referendum on the future of the franchise. If the offensive line holds up and the new receivers get open, there is no reason we can't win the division again. But if the protection breaks down and the mistakes pile up, the critics will be louder than ever. We are standing at a fork in the road. One path leads to a dynasty, and the other leads to a total rebuild. The front office has placed their bets. The coaches have designed the plays. Now, it all comes down to the performance on the field. Will he rise to the occasion and prove he belongs with the elite, or will the weight of the contract be too much to carry? The answer will define the Panthers for years. We are witnessing one of the most significant chapters in the history of the Carolina Panthers. The decision to pick up Bryce Young's 5th-year option is a clear statement of faith from Dan Morgan and Dave Canales. They have spent the money, they have built the roster, and now they are waiting for the results. It is a high-stakes gamble that could either solidify our future or set us back for years. As fans, we have been through the highs and lows, and we deserve a team that can compete at the highest level every single Sunday. The talent is there, the support is there, and the opportunity is wide open in the NFC South. But I want to hear from you, the heart and soul of this team. Do you truly believe that Bryce Young is worth a $240 million extension? Is he the man to lead us back to the Super Bowl? Leave a comment below and let me know your honest thoughts. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on our Panthers. Please like this video to help us grow. Keep pounding!